Hey friends. I've had a lovely day, wonderful morning, and then I went to the swimming pool with Annalise, watched her swim, which is her newest favoriteest fascination. It's super fun to watch. And so having a great weekend, and but I'm still in this kind of like low energy, kind of under the weather state. And I reflected on this yesterday. I spoke about it on my post and kind of talked about how it actually affords me an opportunity to recognize how little energy it takes to do many of the tasks in my daily life, particularly something like piano, where I tend to invest and spend more energy than is necessary. And so when I'm kind of in a healthy, abundant state of energy, it's easy to not notice that energy is going to waste. But all of a sudden I get into a state where I'm depleted, and kind of like every little bit of energy counts. All of a sudden I notice what I'm spending where. And so that's just been something that I tracked as of yesterday. And then today, something else showed up, because I'm feeling slightly better, but still not perfect. But as I sat with it this morning, what I recognized was that the other thing that being in a kind of like compromised state, or let's just call it a low energy state, offers us is an opportunity to see certain resistances, because resistance and particular little nuggets or pockets of resistance show up more prominently in this state, some of them do, than in a kind of more healthy, abundant state. And so I'm just tracking, look at the energy it takes to clear this hurdle of whatever the thing is. Practicing piano, or doing my morning qigong yoga, right? Things, oftentimes it's like things that require physical exertion or mental poise, mental focus. Those are the things that feel, they feel like, and so there's all kinds of little habitual outs, little habitual ways of skirting or avoiding that I've been able to see over the last day or two. And it's kind of an interesting process of noticing them, not judging them, but also not ignoring them, not letting them pass me by without kind of tracking that they're there and that there's something significant happening. There's something else showing up for me right now, which is there's a sense in which I think I keep myself small. Katie pointed this out the other day. Not in a kind of, she pointed it out in a very loving, supportive way, but nonetheless in a kind of transparent and honest way. But this is something that also, as I kind of find myself in a place of, a little bit more just not moving as fast kind of place, there's something I'm seeing about how I avoid being seen. You know, there are all these ways in which being seen is kind of it's one of our biggest reckonings in a way in life. Will we let people see us for who and what we truly are, or not? You know, or do we avoid that? Do we somehow? And sometimes it's just straight hiding. We just don't emerge. Sometimes it's razzle-dazzle obfuscating, right? Kind of blind everybody with this flurry of oftentimes good-natured or kind of upbeat, enjoyable energy, but it kind of keeps people from looking too closely at our center. My particular form of this, I think, is really kind of it's like sleight of hand. It's like I put myself out there, but then it's almost like I pretend as though I'm observing myself as opposed to allowing myself to be observed. If you can't tell, I'm making this up as I go along. I'm trying to work it out as I think it through. But there is something here. What I know is that even though, you know, I've been doing this video post for over a year now, I've done all kinds of stuff where I'm really kind of out in front of people, working with people or working with groups. Lots of that. I mean, not lots, a fair amount over the last year or so, a little more. And I'm finding that I still, even in those, no matter, it's not about what I do. It's not about doing a daily video post. It's about, do I want to be who I am? And do I want to allow people to see that? And immediately I immediately sense this, a kind of like, uh-oh, you know, that means everything. That means not hiding anything. And you know, it's an interesting predicament, because it's like, I don't even know what the fear is about anymore. I've been looking at it for so long, and like but I think it's just a kind of very basic, fundamental desire to be perfect. I mean, special is what came up a couple weeks ago. For sure, that's part of it. And I think maybe that, it's that, and now special is kind of vague. There may be a more specific thing. But just put together. So it's actually kind of perfect that I'm I'm in a state where I barely have the energy to kind of keep that facade up. So you're just being treated to a rambling exploration of how I'm avoiding you seeing me. But I know I'm doing something. I know it's there, and I know that if I've had this sense over the last couple of days, like, what if like my piano, like playing piano has been tough, not because anything has changed. I've just had low energy, and it takes real consciousness to practice. So I've had this sense of, what if I'm just not getting anywhere? And I haven't had that feeling in a while, or at least I haven't listened to it in a while. And I don't believe it now, but I do hear it saying something that's pointing me in the direction of seeing, there is an underlying current of avoidance here. There is a kind of escape from being seen going on. So this is the crux of it for me right now. We'll see where this goes. But I'm avoiding being seen. Now I know. Now you know. And we'll work this out. Probably gonna have to take some steps. Probably gonna have to do some things that are gonna be uncomfortable. But I know there's more. I know there's more to me than what I'm giving right now. Didn't know that's where this post was going to go, but there you have it. Much love. I appreciate you. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.